It's funny, but at the same time, it's believable though. Yo, I do have a footballer salary and I can fly to this location, that location, fake it till we make it right now.
Living in the actual pain, living in the emotions of what that feels like, the ups, the downs. Even when you do get on that ladder for the first time, you know, you go through life journey, you begin to get a family, you then have children.
Did you know that Prime contains more caffeine than Red Bull?
Wow.
No, I didn't know.
I think a question we would have to ask there is, how much caffeine does Red Bull have?
In Japan, you can rent a friend, a wife, or even a fake boss for social situations.
Surely Cap, no? I'm gonna change that and put green because yeah, that makes sense. Welcome back to Teddy Talks. It is always good to have you here, blessed and grateful. We've got some exciting topics that Sammy mentioned to me that he has for us as part of our new game style as well. Am I right in saying, Sammy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's get straight into it.
Amazing. Okay, so first round is called Did You Know? So I'm going to tell you a list of new facts that are happening right now around us in the world, and I want to hear your thoughts. So the first one, did you know that Londoners now spend over 50% of their income on rent, whilst most people in Europe average closer to 30%?
No way.
Yes. Crazy, right?
Oh my word. So then Brexit people are like, yo, bring us back. Yeah, that is wild. No, I didn't know, actually. I did not know that was a thing. But you can kind of feel it. Everything does feel quite expensive. Everything feels like it's I don't know how the Londoners, sometimes I think about it and I think I don't know how the Londoners that live in London live with the expense of being in London, because it's just the mortgage rates, the rent, everything's gone up. Cost of living has gone up. People are mainly doing public transport, which I think is because of how cheap it is, as opposed to, oh, I want to drive around London and get from A to B in my own space. Like it's wild. Like it's so wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. And yes, it's a reflection of what the economy looks like here in the UK. You know, with inflation going up, interest rates going up, you know, landlords are finding it difficult to use property as a way to make money. And you know, they've got to pass the cost on to the renter. So, you know, if my mortgage has gone up, unfortunately your rent has got to go up. I'm sorry, you know, I can't pay for this by myself. I've got a business to run. And, you know, a lot of these landlords who used to enjoy tax benefits, yeah, they don't enjoy these tax benefits now with, you know, this whole Section 24 that was introduced. You know, you're not allowed to deduct your mortgage interest away from, you know, your tax. So, you know, what's classed as tax deductible is not of value to landlords anymore. So, and you've got all of these regulations that have come out around being able to upgrade your property to the right EPC rating to make it more energy efficient. And it's like, okay, where am I going to get the money to do that if I'm not making any money off the rent? You know, how am I gonna get the capital to upgrade my property? So then some landlords are like, I need to get out. So, you know, it is a very, very tricky situation. I understand it, and it doesn't make it right. I do like, you know, the Dubais, the UAEs of the world who have no tax, and you know, make it more affordable for the citizens to thrive.
Yeah.
You know, right now, you know, first time buyers find it very hard to even get on the ladder. How am I even going to be able to put together the savings of 50K, 60, 80K when cost of living has gone up? My rent has gone up. 50% of my wages are going towards rent. So I can't even get the capital to invest in the property. And then the fact that wages aren't increasing at the same pace in which the price of properties are increasing, it's like, wait, hold on, I can't even buy a one bed in London. A one bed in London is getting priced at between 400 to 500,000,
And that's the thing. It's also overpriced as well. So like when you're looking at, even when you do get on that ladder for the first time, you go through life journey, you begin to get a family, you then have children, you want to upgrade from the space that you have into a bigger space because naturally your family is getting bigger as well. That process is also difficult because again the inflation of prices is tough. So in a scenario where maybe you're working in London, your company is in London, so commuting makes sense to be in London, you now need to potentially move out of London. And moving 10, 20 miles outside of London might not be enough. The cost of that might not be enough. You might actually need to start considering the prices of Birmingham. You might need to consider the prices of Manchester, maybe even further up north. So, yeah, I think it's news I didn't know, but it's news that definitely makes sense.
Amazing. All right, next one. Did you know that Prime, KSI and Logan Paul's drink, contains more caffeine than Red Bull?
Wow.
No wonder every kid is,
Charged.
yeah.
They are energetic. No, I didn't know. I really didn't know. And to be honest, I don't drink Prime. I don't drink Red Bull either. So what? And obviously, there's you see Prime everywhere as well. I'm surprised that on that basis that you have a lot of sports that promote Prime. Not to like what KSI and what the whole group is doing is like crazy, but like it's if it's not got the right kind of contents in it and it's obviously it's not helping people, then I'm baffled that sports obviously endorses Prime in the way that it does.
Yes, it's a stat I was completely unaware of. I think a question we would have to ask there is how much caffeine does Red Bull have, and if Red Bull has a an amount of caffeine that is ridiculous, then yeah, that's wild that all these big entities are pushing.
I got the numbers.
Talk to us.
So, in an average cup of coffee, yeah, 95 milligrams of caffeine is in average cup of coffee. In Red Bull, is 80
Okay.
milligrams. So, but it's like a cup of coffee. In Prime, it's 200 milligrams.
No way.
Crazy.
So you're literally charged up on Prime. Do we know how much you need as a human being? How much caffeine you actually need?
For what? Why do you need caffeine?
But is that like a substance that's inside you?
I think
Like,
into my knowledge, caffeine, it stops the receptors in your brain that is supposed to receive a signal that you're tired,
okay.
and then it just blocks those. So it's not like a good deal. Caffeine. It's not adding
Oh
anything.
no
It just stops.
way.
But having said that, just because this is a show, we don't want to give misinformation. Let me double check that.
Yeah, it'd be good to know because if caffeine, people drink. I drink black coffee. I drink one black coffee usually in the morning. Sometimes I don't. I miss it. I'll trade up and have a green tea, but I've never found any negative effects from having black coffee. I don't feel over energized or below. I don't feel like once I've had it, it's I have the come down feeling, if that makes sense. So.
Right. I have the official description or definition. I was kind of on the board with this. So, caffeine is a natural stimulant found in coffee, tea, chocolate, and energy drinks. It works by blocking adenosine, a brain chemical that makes you feel tired. This leads to increased alertness, improves focus, and a temporary energy boost. Again, it's not adding anything, it's just blocking a signal. And this is why, in my experience, Dr. Matthew Walker, who's a sleep expert, he got off caffeine because he goes, it's not a good deal. It's like it's just blocking stuff. How about you have a better sleep?
Yeah,
How about you stop?
it's true.
Stop communicating with your body. Your body's telling you it's tired. Fix that. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So I got off caffeine recently, and
you
life has
feel
changed.
good.
Really, life has changed. And
Wow.
even anxiety levels went down. Like, sometimes you get anxiety for no reason. I don't have any issues in my life, right? But anxiety for no reason about overthinking something. And I was like, where's that coming from? I never understood it.
You're almost too charged. You're
Too
almost
charged,
like
exactly. Brain
yeah.
just-
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the first time I ever experienced anxiety to that level. Was during COVID, and I had a Pret a Manger coffee membership, and I was just like banging out the coffees every single day, and that wasn't even part of my lifestyle, but it was like something to do because you could get out of the house, you walk, you do that, you grab the coffee, you go home, and that was the first time I was getting this. Where am I getting this from?
Yeah.
I don't have any issues right now. Like I don't actually feel like I've got issues in my life. I'm actually enjoying myself. At the time, I had a girl. Life was good. I felt like I was on holiday during COVID. You know, it was a good time.
It
And,
was.
you know, it was a really good time.
So it's a really good time.
Yeah, not for everyone. So you know, I do have my sympathies for that.
Well, you experienced this anxiety thing, so that
yeah,
that wouldn't have
of
been
course. For me,
good
that
thing.
was challenging as well. But I know everyone had their own really challenging experience, loved ones passing away and all sorts. But yeah, I hear you. Coffee, caffeine, I cut it out completely. You know, I'm a herbal tea guy. I love my green teas. I love my jasmine tea. You know, I love my Twinings. They do really good.
Those concoction detox, glow, and what's the other one? Metabolism. You got defense. Those are the main ones that are really, really good.
And then when I feel like treating myself, I go for the pucker ones because you know those are the high spec premium teas.
Yeah, but Twinings is there as well.
Yeah, no, Twinings there as well, but you know the pucker is like extra.
Yeah, I disagree with that one.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
We can argue about that on another episode.
But Pucker is dope. Pucker is dope. But your caffeine revelation to me, I didn't know it was like a blocker of things. And I think what you were saying earlier on with the Pret a Manger thing is like you do get into a routine with caffeine. Like you have it. You know that every single morning you're gonna have a Red Bull, you're gonna have a Monsters Prime, which is too, bro. That is like that for me. That's mind blowing because the come down that you must feel once you don't have it will make you feel like you need more of it. So even the addiction of it makes more sense to me because it's so high up. But yeah, even more of a shock for me that within sports you do have a lot of like prime logos everywhere, UFC and I think wrestling as well is kind of promoting
and
it
even
as well.
even our club Arsenal.
Arsenal's got the prime logos.
Obviously,
everywhere,
KSI is
so
an Arsenal fan, so
that link makes more
makes a
sense
lot
to
of
me
sense,
than
yeah.
okay, we're gonna promote
But
prime.
what I'd be interested in understanding is what level of caffeine is harmful to an individual. So, like, increases the likelihood for heart attacks.
What's too
increases
much?
the likelihood of anxiety.
Yeah.
Because then, if Prime's 200 milligram pushes people to have those instances more, then we have issues.
We have
Then
big
we
issues
need
because
to-
you don't 9 times out of 10, like I was saying, in terms of the come down, you're gonna want another one because your energy dips. Like it's just a given. Depending on how you manage it, hopefully you're managing it to the point of you have one and you realize that maybe it's like 2, 3, 4 o'clock. So if I have another one, I'm gonna be too charged. I won't be able to sleep. All this kind of stuff because, boy, I know after I've had my black coffee, I'm good. Like yeah, so to have that much of a dosage is, that's like that's a high.
It really is. I remember the euphoric feeling of like a good cup of coffee in the morning. There was a euphoric feeling. I still have coffee, but it's just decaf.
Decaf,
And
okay.
it does kind of the same thing, to be fair. So you asked a question, what's the lethal dose? So people are saying here, science is saying that it's 400 milligram per day is considered safe. So 3 to 4 cups of coffee, which is crazy to me, to be fair. 400 milligrams. Anything over might cause anxiety, insomnia, jitters, rapid heart rate, and digestive issues. And then anything over 600 milligram increases long-term health issues like blood pressure or dependency.
Damn.
Yeah.
So if you have more than 3 bottles of Prime a day,
You're in a risk of dying young.
Right.
Basically.
Your heart is doing a lot, basically.
right? Okay, so like just like alcohol, you got to drink Prime responsibly.
Yeah. That
Perfect.
should you know what? Prime, put that on the small print somewhere if you can.
Yeah, we just helped you out.
We're just
You know,
we're
you
just
don't.
saying.
I'm
We're
not
not
even
trying
gonna-
to tell you to
I-
stop drinking Prime.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna invoice you for that as well. That was just some free help. Free advice.
What we got next, Sammy? What we got next? That was an interesting one for sure.
All right, so
He's
the
like,
next
fuck,
one-
I want to sue you. Man.
Sammy's putting it in his notes. He's thinking, yo, crime is a problem.
Trust me. Okay. Did you know? Next one. Swiftly, we move on. Did you know there is an AI generated TikTok influencer with 1 million plus followers, and she's not even real?
No way.
Yeah.
I believe it because I've seen some Instagram influencers in the millions, which are AI.
Yeah, but the TikTok thing is mostly videos. Instagram, the AI stuff is altered images, right?
But Google came out with this product recently. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, Ross, yeah. Okay.
Sydney, bro.
That's fake. That's crazy.
What, you come across the profile?
No, I've never come across a profile, but that looks like a real person.
Yeah, that's why. But even me, I'm right now. I'm taken back. I want to know what she's doing on her page. To be honest.
Let me find out.
Yeah, that's to you could get lost in a page like that. You can get lost in a page to the point where you then later on find out this is real.
By the way, her name is Aitana Lopez.
Aitana Lopez.
Yeah.
It's well thought out. Who do we know who's mastering this page? Like, who's the puppet master or not?
Let me find out.
Yeah, because I think it's just as important to understand who is controlling these pages. We should have that kind of information.
I'm just researching Google's prompt to video tool.
All right, do you want to hear some information about Aitana Lopez?
Yeah, let's hear some information about Aitana Lopez.
She's from Spain.
Okay.
She's Spain's first fully AI generated influencer, created by the Clueless agency in Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Launched in 2023, she gained significant attention for her hyper-realistic appearance and engaging online presence. So, what's her digital persona? She is Aitana, 25 years old, virtual model from Barcelona, and you've seen her. She's very, very pretty. That's as much as we know about her, to be fair. I can go into some boring details, but it's not necessary. Do you have any specific questions?
No. I thought, to be honest, I thought Aitana would be a little bit more interesting. But yeah, that's like for 1 million people to be encapsulated by Aitana is wild. Like I if there was gonna be AI generated pages that were going viral, I would hope and love for it to be of value. Like, it's actually helping people in some way, shape, or form. Growth, goals, education, just something that's driving the society to want to grow and well, not grow, but more so just be of some sort of value is the best way for me to put it, I reckon.
To humanity.
Yeah, definitely. Not just a pretty face, whether or not it's male or female. Like, it's let's have something here that's going to give us more than what we've already had.
Yeah, we already have models. We already have influencers that do exactly what Itana is doing. So break the mold with something that's going to take us to the next level.
Yeah, definitely.
So
definitely.
I was looking for the Google tool that creates text to video. It's called VO.
VO, okay.
VO, VO. So Google have created a tool where you can now prompt it with an idea and create your own video. And then it just got me thinking about, the world of TV, movie, and anime, and the things that we enjoy. And how now the consumer might be able to take part in that. So, I'm also thinking about a world where we would be able to create our own anime through prompts. This is how I want my main character to be. This is what I want his team to look like. This is the climax I want. This is the beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah, wild.
These are the different spin-offs we're gonna have.
There is something kind of like that. I've run into a page that does You know Rick from Rick and Morty.
Mm.
He travels into different universes. He had a duel with Yu-Gi-Oh, and it was incredible, bro. It was like an anime movie,
And
right?
the visuals were created through AI.
Yeah, everything through AI. And
Wow.
then he went and stole the gauntlet from Thanos. He literally murdered Thanos, and the way they done it was crazy. And it's all available on YouTube for free.
Wow.
And then these guys just do that with AI. You're right. I think, but ChatGPT always had Sora, which
Oh
is the
yeah,
competitor to
yeah,
Via.
yeah.
And then China had something called Wan 2.0. And the way I discovered Wan is I saw a headline, an article, where it says, Internet takes advantage of uncensored, AI video creation tool. So these boys went to town with pornographic content that they created
Because they don't get to normally see that.
yeah
Oh,
yeah
right.
so on ChatGPT and Google obviously it's restricted blah blah blah, but these guys released an unrestricted version for like 2 months or something, and then just backlash because it's just the internet saw a surge of porn content being posted and uploaded in different platforms, and it was all of these Chinese boys.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
let
Wow.
me take that back.
Yeah.
Can you censor that word Chinese, please? Censor that word Chinese.
Yeah. So what we do know from this,
China.
We don't want to hear.
yeah, what we
A lot of
yeah,
people,
yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
I think what we're getting from this was that there was a big market
Yeah.
for it.
It was
So there was a
massive market.
lot of horny individuals
Exactly.
that was ready for this product.
Yep.
And that's what happens. It's like it's like the parent that doesn't give their child any bit of exposure to the thing that they don't want the child to ever see.
All of the temptations, yeah.
So as soon as the child grows up and they can get that
they
thing,
have access to
they
the
have access to that thing,
temptations.
they are going to really, really rinse it and thrive in it. And in fact, they become addicted.
Yeah.
Here's some content from Aita.
Okay, let's see Aito Lopez.
Let me put this up a little bit. It's actually freaky a little bit, man.
Bro, she looks so real. Like even.
Real.
Oh my God, I love that accent. Ven aquí.
Muchas gracias.
She doesn't know what the day will bring, but she can't start her routine.
No way.
Good morning to her carrier, who's always waiting for his cuddle moment. One of her current concerns, getting that
Like, how have they created that moment where she's driving like that?
Aitana says taking care of yourself and loving yourself
This is crazy.
in the end, having a perfect body is just the perfect excuse to
This
remind
looks
herself that she's alive.
like any other video you'd see on Instagram.
She is Aitana.
Wow.
Right now, Aitana's on holiday. Like, what?
That's crazy. You know, this is wild.
She doesn't exist, bro. It's just
This has to be.
Okay, but this is the philosophical question, right? But now she does exist because everyone
has got an image of her in their mind, right?
Yeah. So then it's like this whole question of what does it mean to be real? And are we going to be in a position now where we're all playing God because we've all got this power with AI and the thing is, are we well prepared as a humanity to even have these powers? We see what the people at the top do when they get power drunk. And there are so many uneducated people who have their own beliefs about what should happen and what shouldn't happen in life. And that's always going to become it's going to make a battleground in life. Everyone's going to be fighting for their own. They're going to be imposing their own will on humanity. So it's like, who's got the strongest AI? He's got the strong, and who's got the? Will it almost become a bit like?
Battle for our attention, almost.
Yeah.
To steal it completely away.
And who polices that? Like who
Them,
polices that?
still, that's the thing. They're the
Like-
judge and the jury. Feels like it.
The YouTube that allows it to go on and stuff. Yeah, nuts. I'll be super curious to hear all of your thoughts back at home. I think it's a good interesting point. And Sydney, you raised so many good points as well. Sammy, thank you for bringing that to the attention. Let's get on to the next. Did you know?
The next, did you know, says here. Did you know that influencers in Dubai are faking private jets using photo studio sets? Crazy.
No
Living that
way.
fake life.
What?
But look, you gotta fake it till you make it.
Bro, that's
man.
that influences in the wild type. Yeah, that's
Do you know what? It's funny, but at the same time, it's believable though. At
yeah.
the same time,
Because of the location, because it's Dubai.
no, more so because people have done this before.
Mm.
I'm just thinking about artists who don't necessarily have the funds to actually facilitate the lifestyle of, yo, I do have a footballer salary and I can fly to this location, that location, but in a music video, I need to have this sort of braggadocious vibe. So
Yeah.
you got to lease that whip, you got to lease that whip. Let's fake it till we make it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's musicians as well that fabricate their lifestyle as well. They're fabricating the fact that they're this, they're that. They're into this kind of stuff, but they're actually not into that stuff. And then there's actually artists that are part of it. So actually in the background, they're thinking, no, this is complete BS, like what we listening to, and this isn't actually authentic. How do you then differentiate authenticity between someone who's actually not authentic? And I think we're in that battle already. Like from when Instagram first had its inception to now, like we've constantly been battling the idea of authenticity, even with TikTok, with YouTube. How real are these moments? And now AI comes into it. Like you're thinking, oh my gosh, now you're looking at the Dubai lifestyle and you want to move to Dubai and you've wanted to move to Dubai for God knows how long, and you find out that the favorite person, the favorite influencer that's do you know what it reminds me of? It's that guy, you know, the guy that puts his face in ice, and he was getting a little bit of backlash for his timings because he kept putting he's waking up at like 4 in the morning or 5 in the
Or the
morning.
guy with the crazy morning routine.
Yeah.
Was it
and he's-
Asher or something?
yeah, he's super jacked.
Mm.
He's huge. Like,
See if we can get an image of him up.
yeah, fabricating certain parts of lifestyles in order to have a viral moment. It's like, why are we as society even conforming to that? That's the first thing. Like, why are we're giving it that viral moment? We're giving it that oh my god moment. We're the ones that's saying that, yeah, this is nuts, only to find out that through disappointment you're now finding out that the whole moment was fake.
Is it Ashton Hall?
Ashton Hall, that's right.
That's
Yeah,
him, yeah.
that's right. Thank you, Sammy. I think that we're always going to have this place for fantasizing about things. Like, oh, what does it take to be the ultimate fill in the blank?
Winning the lottery moment as well.
And then it's like, okay, this person needs to have an extreme routine. That's why I can't become that.
yeah.
So it's like everyone fantasizes about what would it take to be as strong as Superman. Yeah, all right. Then you get a vlog from Superman and he's showing you his crazy routine.
I'd love to see that vlog from Superman. That would be wild.
He shows you that he's doing laps around the whole universe. He dives into another universe and comes back quickly. It's a different type of routine. It's a different type of routine.
Yeah.
But that's what, as humans, we're like in awe because we're like, that's what it takes to be Superman. So for someone like Ashton Hall, who's jacked, who's got his life together, he's financially stable, his content looks clean.
But but that's the thing. How do we know that he's financially stable? Because the idea of this Dubai thing is the fact that
They're not. Yeah.
it's the jet is fake. So in Ashton, I don't know Ashton Hall, so I'm not gonna say that everything he's doing is fake. I can't say that about him. But in the moment where the actual thing isn't real, you're not in a jet, my bro. Like you're sat in your living room, but the whole thing is all augmented to make it look like you are in a jet. Like, what? Why are we doing that? Why are we lying to our community and giving them this when actually you don't live that life?
And then it's like, why, if we go back in time in generations, like what our ancestors were doing, they're always telling stories.
Mm,
And I think that there's always going to be that need for hearing a story
that
that
sounds believable.
that sounds believable.
Yeah.
So that's why I think AI will still have its place. Etana will always have an audience because
Oh, clearly.
yeah, clearly.
Yeah, clearly. 1
Because
million
people,
up.
yeah, because there are going to be people out there who want to dream that they could be like her, be a model, be as beautiful,
Someone that can
have
make
a
my hair
lavish,
pink and
and
be super drastic and colorful and
there's something in them that they see in Atana. I'm projecting my version of how I'd actually like my life to be. There are guys out there that were thinking that to be a high performance male, I need to scrap my whole routine right now and I need to be regimented as someone that's in an army. So Ashton Hall's reminding me of that. And okay, that's why I need to level up now and I need to wake up at 3 a.m. Slap my head in a bucket, do a madness.
Okay, so what I'm getting from you is like there's always people that are gonna want to strive for that moment, whatever it might be, even if it's fake. I definitely get that. I definitely get that. I think we that's probably why we love movies. That's probably why we love series. That's probably why we love the world of creativity, because in truth it is creative. If someone is able to sit at home and fabricate that they're on a jet, yeah, that is like, no matter where you place yourself on the fence, authentic, not authentic, that moment is still creative. Like, how did you even how did you do that? And some people at home, even though they might not like to admit it, will try and replicate the same thing. They might not put it on in public and social media, but oh, how does it look to be in a jet? Let me.
And then this thing is,
Let
if
me
people
see
don't
that.
like that, then they definitely won't like when real influencers are changing their backgrounds completely because AI has put them on the jet or put them in Rio or put them in China or put them in America or put them in all these different locations because now we've integrated with AI. Now it's all acceptable for us to do what we want with these tools.
I just think that there should definitely be ownership of what you're doing at some stage. So although it's creative, like, we know that artists are artists. We know that they are in that space where they can be creative. So regardless of whether or not you have the license to put it out in public because of social media, you still should have ownership of whether or not it's true or false. Like, you can't just go through life saying I'm rich. I'm in my living room and I've now created a room that looks like I'm in a mansion, as opposed to being in your living room, and you're actually lying to people. Because it's like who's that huge guy with a beard? The Netflix documentary you watched the other day.
Liver King.
The Liver King. Like, eventually you get to a point where people find you out. They get upset that you've lied to them for God knows how long, and then you start having problems. God forbid you're in a situation where you're eating testicles. You don't want to be doing that. But this is where the distinction of making people feel like they should be doing things that actually takes them away from reality. You don't own a jet, you start to you know, you start to get into a place of insanity, and that's where we don't want to be.
And also, your reputation is built on some form of truth.
Yeah.
So how can I have a business transaction with you when I don't even know what you're actually bringing to the table?
Yeah.
How about
facts.
from, because you guys are tackling it from one angle, how about from the receiving end of like us watching someone faking the funk?
Yeah.
And you're like, so basically what we're saying, what I'm trying to say is that there's going to be a wave of swindlers, you know, just faking the funk everywhere, telling people that they're this, they're that. It's much easier to fake, selling courses online and all of that crap,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Oh,
This is what
there's a
I've
recent example. There's actually a recent example. An Indian tech startup company valued their business into the multi-millions, basically showing everyone that we have a AI company that only has a minimum number of employees, but actually it was all developers doing the AI work. When they found this out, when everyone found this out, the value of the company completely tanked. So, you know, there are people out here swindling people, and yeah, it's probably going to get worse.
Yeah.
It'll be harder to catch them. You know, I didn't even know Aitana existed, and if you didn't tell me who she was, and I came across her profile,
Drop a follow.
Drop a follow. Yeah, dude, but this is what we were saying before. Like, you have classic examples of people duping people, like the Liver King. Now you have a documentary series that's saying what he's done, but actually this guy's made his money now. He's in the bank, like he's good. But the reality of it is, there's people that felt swindled. There's people that did buy his product. There's people that did eat testicles that didn't want to eat testicles that thought that actually it's good for them. Like, there's so many cases out there of people swindling. And I just think that where we are able to actually police these situations in some sort of way, shape, or form, I know that when the whole AI thing came about and you're editing through AI, there would be something that would say this was edited through AI. Like, I would like to think that the Aitana page somewhere in her bio says that she is AI, so people know that she's AI. That's ownership. Now, after that fact, if people are now starting to follow her because they find her life interesting, more interesting than reality, what can we do? We can't really control that. We can't really say that you shouldn't look at this individual, because then you're looking at loads of different things that have had so much different types of creative control, be it movies, be it series, be it the first age of the internet, where you're looking at things and you're like, yo, this is wild. But actually, it's of our own free will to take it how we want, as long as we have the complete transparency that this is what it is.
yeah, and I think we're moving into that era where just content consumption's changing. You know, in the past we had books, fiction, non-fiction books. This is going to be our level of fiction and non-fiction. You know, the fiction being AI content. You know, is this TikTok post produced by Aitana? Is this IG reel Aitana? Or is it fiction Teddy Suarez, who has
Live the moment.
non-fiction, sorry.
I knew where you were going, though. I knew where you were going. It made sense.
Yeah, I was going. But yeah, you know, I feel like we've just evolved. We're evolving in, you know,
New era, man.
in a new era
yeah.
of
Because
consuming
it's like
content.
what you were trying to say. Aitana's saying and showing a body that's not real, and saying that, oh, having a body is this, doing gym, showing her in the gym, exercising and doing all this kind of stuff isn't real. But then you have someone in reality that's actually doing that stuff, living in the actual pain, living in the emotions of what that feels like, the ups, the downs. But Aitana's just pulling all of this information based off data, not an actual real feeling, which is like, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that back at home? Do you think that this is something that we need to live with or we can live without it? Sammy, another great topic. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Sid. Thank you, Teddy. So the new game now is called Truth or Cap. So why don't you, both of you, pick up the red and green pads? Because you're gonna tell me whether this is the truth, or this is just me capping. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Truth or Cap.
Woo!
All right, I'm gonna state a statement, and then Sydney and Teddy are gonna tell me whether this is true or false. So, first statement: in Japan, you can rent a friend, a wife, or even a fake boss for social situations.
I'm gonna go. I'm surely Cap. No.
Point to Sydney.
What? That's wild.
Well, how did you figure that out?
Konnichiwa.
It's actually crazy, right? People actually in there. You can rent a girlfriend for the whole day. Rent a girlfriend to go with you, see the family. Yeah, we've been together for 4 years.
Do you know what? I should have put green actually because that's like, is that not the escorting world kind of? No.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
It probably came from that.
Yeah.
I should have put green. I'm gonna change that and put green. Because that makes sense.
All right.
Yeah. You
That
still
makes-
lose the. I get.
Still lose the point.
I still lose a point. Peak.
Yeah. You stay there.
Yeah, that's wild.
All right. Next one. Do me a favor. Look at each other when I ask
Okay,
this.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Keep watching.
Pause.
Eye contact. Eye contact for more than 7 seconds creates a romantic connection.
We did that. Yeah. True. Obviously, as well with males, you might get aggressive if you're looking at someone.
In the gym. You get a random guy looking at
It's
you
like
like,
you don't
"Yo,
look at a dog too long, otherwise he's thinking, "Wait, it's my territory." What you talk about?
Can I get that question again? I was
Okay.
lost in Sydney's eyes.
Yeah. Eye contact for more than 7 seconds creates a romantic connection.
Red.
Both of you are correct.
Yes. Bring it
It
home.
was crazy.
Yeah.
When I was putting this together, I was like, "What? No way!"
Yeah.
Because I've been working on maintaining eye contact with people, trying, not to be like looking away and stuff like that, and then to be like, "What? Am I giving the wrong signal?"
In 7 seconds.
In 7
This
seconds.
person loves me.
I'm sorry. All right, next one. The average person scrolls the length of Big Ben every day on their phone.
Oh, I wish I knew how big Ben was. Pause.
I would even say longer.
Yeah.
Correct. Both of you are
Correct,
correct.
okay.
Around 300 feet per day.
Wow.
We're climbing. bro.
Yeah.
Or we're going deeper, I don't know. Oh,
We're
my God.
climbing. I love that.
Okay, next one. You can trick your brain into being happier by fake smiling for 20 seconds.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Correct,
yeah.
both of you.
Good. That's mad.
Yeah, you start smiling to yourself in the mirror, people, more. Do that every
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
The world would be a
it's good
happier place.
affirmations as well.
You negative, grumpy guys and girls. Like, sort your life out. What you did?
Smile.
Smile.
Next, there's an AI that can predict your breakups by scanning your DMs.
Ooh. That's wild. I'm gonna go green actually. I'm gonna go green. I can imagine a world where that is true. Whether or not you like the answer or not, I think that could be true.
I think it could be true as well.
That's wild.
It's true.
Is it?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
that's-
is.
Do we know what the AI is? Like, do we know the source?
So that means the AI is.
Meta. It's coming from the source is Meta and Stanford. So-
Meta in Stanford. Okay.
Well, I mean, I think it wouldn't even take the AI to understand whether you're about to start cheating or not.
Bro, I can imagine there are a lot of people at home that are like, "Huh? I want to know. I need to know because
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my
Plug that in.
partner on smoke tonight." Yeah, that's wild.
Next one. Influencers in China now use AI to live stream 24/7, and no one notices.
I'm gonna go green. That's yeah. I'm gonna go green.
Point to Teddy. It's correct.
Yes.
Well, no
Hey,
one
give
knows.
Sydney a
No one
deduction as well.
notices,
Give him a deduction real quick.
What do you mean no one notices? No one's watching their streams?
No one notices that they switched places with the.
AI.
Yeah.
It's like what I think Stephen Bartlett's trying to do that stuff as well, right? He's trying to replace himself with, who's working on or doing the replacement of him with AI. But I can imagine people will notice. So,
Well, he said that some of his content is doing better than
oh, it's already in practice.
some. Yeah, it's already. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
already
look at
trialing
that.
it out. Some of the AI content has actually outperformed his content, or doing just as well.
I wonder if people have noticed or not. Like, this is Stephen or this is AI. This is the AI version. This is Stephen 2.0. I wouldn't like to be Stephen 2.0. I want to be Teddy. Like, just Teddy.
You don't want any Teddy upgrades.
I don't think I do. Oh, no, actually, I think I would. I would be open to it. I think I would be open to it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would, because it gives you a day off as well.
It's a lazy boy, isn't it?
All right, next one. There's an island in Norway where the sun doesn't set for 69 days.
69 days. That sounds very specific. So I think
I've
it's
heard
this.
of it.
I think that's right.
I think I've heard of the island.
I think that's right.
Both of you are correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we know what the island's called?
Yeah, it's called, if I'm not mistaken, it's Norwegian after all. It's Troms.
Troms.
Or
Okay.
Tromso. I don't know.
Someone
I
in
have
the
no idea.
comments, let us know
We
if we got that right.
apologise.
Yeah.
And to all my Scandi, school.
Skull! No,
Skull.
with the drink, with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
drink.
yeah.
Skull!
Let's go. All right, next one. A man in France faked his own kidnapping to get out of a family dinner.
No way. Surely not. Surely not.
And there's some.
It's true.
Yeah.
No way.
It's true.
Why? I want to know why he did that. Like,
Oh
what?
man, it was actually covered by the French media. The man was fined for wasting police time.
Oh my god. He didn't get away with it. And also he got fined.
It's creative. It's creative.
Very creative. people. I love when they are creative in their own lives like that.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm not just creative. I do art. No. I make my situations really fun.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? I create drama in my life.
Yeah,
It's like looping.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Okay, next one. There is a new job trend where people are getting paid to go on dates and report back to companies.
Go on dates and report back to companies. Oh shit. Why? New date. Yeah, go on then. Red.
Incorrect. It's actually true.
Really?
Both Hinge and Bumble are using feedback daters, they call them.
So they sending out their own agents. Go and date one of your customers and come back. Wow.
That is wild.
And wait, what if they? What did they have to do on the date?
And what if
Like,
they fall in love? What
what
if they
they-
go to the second, third, fourth stage?
What if they're traumatized by the date?
And what if they
Yeah.
break their hearts?
Then maybe they have to sign a non-disclosure form.
I'm pretty sure they're not gonna take it that far. I think it's more like first couple of dates. What are guys into these days, and
Yeah,
then
but
the other
Sammy-
one, what are girls are into these days.
You never been on a date where you're like, yo, we can get married tomorrow.
Oh, that is true. I feel like you're the one.
Yeah. And
What
then
have you been all my life?
exactly. And then you never hear from them again. Lo and behold.
Story of my life.
Yeah.
I've been there. Lo and behold, it's an agent.
Yeah.
No.
Do you think so?
Bro.
Think you run into these agents? Yo.
That explains all 50 of them.
Oh
No,
my
but
God.
no. But that is on a serious note, though. That is wild.
It is wild, isn't it?
Because, bro, like, if you do go that deep, or you feel like you could go that deep,
Yeah.
you don't get the
Mate.
opportunity.
What if they tell him, look, date naturally like you would date,
Mm.
but as long as you give us feedback, we don't care whether you fall in love, whether you continue. But if you fall in love and you're off the market, you're out of job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy,
Wow.
right? right?
It's
Crazy
crazy.
world.
It's
Anyways, let's
crazy.
move on.
Let's go. Let's go.
Some Gen Z workers are putting not open to overtime in their LinkedIn bios. Wow.
Not open to overtime. Surely not.
I see Gen Z doing that.
Sydney's correct.
Not open. They put it in it.
You know, you don't play around with Gen Z, you know. Gen Z are rewriting the rule book on life.
Yeah, that's. I mean, mental health reasons. I get it, but like, damn.
Man, Gen Z is like, I'm trying to protect my peace right now. I'm protecting my energy. I'm not trying to clock in right
I'm
now.
not doing overtime.
No way.
Do you think that's probably affecting their best case scenario of getting a job or not?
I think it's also speaking to the times that we're in. You know, this whole work-life balance attitude that we're getting, this working from home versus working in the office, and is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing for the culture? You know, the generations before us having to really roll their sleeves up and really work hard, do 2 jobs, night shifts,
Yeah,
all these sort of things. Whereas now, you know, they say the generations that come after have it easier. They don't have to work as hard. You know, but in reality they do. But it's just that they're more conscious about their mental
the
health.
timing of how much they're working. I respect it. I respect it, but at the same time, I'm kind of thinking like, as an employer, if I was employing someone and I see, not that I'm trying to make you work overtime, but I just see you put out there, I'm not trying to work overtime. I'm just thinking it's about
Immediately
stuff
not
like,
considering.
you're like, yeah, like, why do you feel like you need to tell me you don't want to work extra hard? That's what that sounds like to me. I didn't say you were going to work overtime.
To what it tells me is that you're not willing to work hard if you if it's required.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Like if you had a big job on and for whatever reason it meant that you needed to do an extra 30 minutes or whatever, like, I don't know, like it's sometimes this overtime stuff, it's worst case scenario as well. Like it's not like it's every single day you need to work overtime. You don't need to do it every single time, but like for special occasions and special moments, it could be sales, it could be bank holidays, it could be it just could be something that, imagine a world where I tell you I turn around and tell you you're going to get paid £50 an hour to do overtimes as opposed to £20 an hour. And the uplift sounds good, but you put it in your LinkedIn, I'm not willing to do overtime.
And then look, there's gonna be other jobs like doctors, lawyers, firefighters. And what if Gen Z's turning up and saying, "Look, I'm not doing overtime."
Yeah.
But there's lives to save. You know that building's still burning, bro. What do you mean?
This is the last minute.
you
Well, I
have
was
to-
calling kind of special occasion. It's the worst way to say it, but it's not a special occasion. It's more of like an emergency.
Yes,
It's an emergency, my bro.
Not a
Like,
birthday.
yo,
Yeah.
let's see your thoughts at home. What do you think? Overtime, no overtime? Should it be on your job specification profile, LinkedIn? I don't know. You tell us at home. What's your thoughts? Let's go, Sammy. What's the next one?
Next one. 1 in 5 UK workers are secretly doing 2 remote jobs at the same time.
I believe it. I believe it. Here in the UK, especially, I believe it.
I believe it too.
Correct.
Yes.
That's true. That's absolutely true. On your on this, it's something that I've done before. I want to give my 2 cents here. Like it's actually very doable. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm not gonna out myself. It's actually very doable
What do you mean? What do you mean?
to have 2 jobs at the same time.
You reckon? Yeah. No, I believe some people even have 3.
3 jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Some
know
people,
about that.
some people like are doing. Yeah, go on then. Go on. Some people are even doing the extra yards because it's just the times that we're living in.
Mhm.
Like the fact that you're able to provide where actually one or two jobs aren't doing that for you. It might just be a case of hours as well. Like I know even our little sister, she's talking about the job, her first job right now already, even though she hasn't even been in it for like over 3 months, is not paying her enough. Like, you know, that just shows that right now people want more. People just want to earn more. So I can definitely believe that needs must is definitely something that's out there at the moment.
Perfect. Good. All right, next one. A couple in Manchester.
Manchester.
Yeah, you like that? Tried to pay their entire wedding using cashback points and pulled it off. True or
And
false?
pulled it off.
Yeah, true or
No
false?
way. Do you know what? Just because it's Manchester, I believe.
Let's
it.
go, man.
Mane.
It's true. It's actually true. How the hell did they do that? Man?
No
That's
way.
impressive. That's
Their
crazy.
entire wedding using cashback points.
That's wild.
Wow.
Groupon.
Avios.
Money saving experts.